Question number 4 is about Boolean logic, and it's actually one of my favorite ones because it's very closely based on some kind of a gaming situation. You are basically programming an NPC, non-player character, in an RPG game so that it escapes in any situation which is risky, which is dangerous, and stays and saves its energy when the situation is considered unlikely to get killed. Basically, it is stated here that you must escape every time you are considered to be killed, and you must stay every time it is unlikely to be killed. So you must not be killed, and you have to save your energy every time when it is possible. And we have these 4 nice conditions here, which we basically have to translate into logical statements written in C++ or a similar language. We also have a number of very useful variables to use. Okay, let's go. So let's take the first condition here. If your NPC's distance to the creature is more than 10 units, it will not be attacked under any circumstances. I would like to make a list of conditions to escape, because this is basically how we should build the answer. It's if condition escape. So conditions to escape. The first condition to escape is based on this distance. The distance can be found in one of the variables. It's simply called distance. So we should escape if this distance is less than 10 units. Distance less than 10 units. Is it alright already? I'm not sure, because if the distance is exactly 10 units, it cannot be said that it is more than 10 units. So actually at exactly 10 units we should also escape. So rather than less than 10, it should be less or equal 10. That's the first condition. The second condition says if the creature's strength is lower than NPC's and there are no special circumstances such as listed below, so we will have probably some exceptions from this rule, it will survive the encounter, no need to escape. So it's all about the strength. Strength again is in the variable, quite surprisingly, called strength. Strength of the enemy in units. Your NPC strength is equal to 100. So everything that is more powerful than 100, so strength greater than 100, and let us just ensure if the creature's strength is lower, then no need to escape. If it is exactly 100, do escape. So it's greater or equal to 100. If this is the case, you should be afraid. Okay, so that's the condition number 2. Let's go to the condition number 3, my favorite one. Green goblins are always deadly, even small and weak. They use powerful magic. We have to avoid them. How can we find out if a monster is a green goblin? Of course it has to be the goblin and green in the same time. We have a nice variable called type, which can be either goblin, ghost or dragon, and this is how we can use this variable. So let's write it down. Type equals, attention, not dragon, it must be a goblin. And this goblin, to be deadly, must be green. So I will now use the AND operator, logical operator, and I will use another variable, color, which can be either red, green, blue or yellow. So type equals goblin and color equals green. I will additionally apply a bracket here, and actually I can add brackets everywhere. In Boolean logic, programming of Boolean logic, there is a good rule of thumb. Unless you are perfectly sure that you don't need a bracket in some place, better use a bracket. Okay, so this was the condition number 3. Let's have a look at the condition number 4. You are the master of all blue creatures except of blue ghosts. Okay, so let's make a note about it. Blue creatures, so color is, sorry, double equal sign. Color is blue. Okay, except of the ghosts. So I would say that something must be blue and must not be a ghost. So, and type not equal to ghost. Sorry. I hope it will be clear. Color equals blue and type not equal to ghost. Brackets. But wait a moment. This particular condition tells you are the master of all blue creatures. No reason to be concerned about them. So it is not the condition to escape, it is the condition to stay. But I will just add a negation at the beginning of this condition, and this is how I made this condition the condition to escape. Let's draw a line now, and now let's try to formulate the final condition that would put all these 4 smaller conditions together. So, first of all, if distance to the creature is more than 10 units, it will be not attacked. So this is something we have to take into account, the distance, and also the strength. The strength is also important. So, looking at the first 2 conditions, they both have to apply. The distance must be close enough and the strength must be, the creature must be strong enough. If it is weak or too far, we will not escape. So I will take these first 2 conditions and I will connect them with the logical AND operator. So, distance less than 10 and strength greater or equal 100. How about the fact of being a goblin, a green goblin? First of all, the second statement says that if the creature's strength is lower and there are no special circumstances, so there might be some special circumstances, and the special circumstance is being a green goblin. Green goblin is deadly even if it is small and weak, but we have no information here, nothing that would tell that green goblin is still deadly or dangerous for us if it is more than 10 units. Okay, so it will be an exception for this rule of strength. So we can say that this rule of strength is in fact strength greater or equals 0 or being a green goblin. Type equals goblin and color equals green. This is a very good moment to use a bracket because we have a complex condition here. Either strength is greater than 100, so either a creature is very strong, or this creature is a green goblin. In this case, the strength is not important. So, very important bracket here. Okay? If you forget this bracket, your application will not work, because without this bracket you will escape from green goblins even if they are far away, even if the distance is much greater than 10. Nearly finished, but we have one more rule. If we have a blue non-ghost creature, we have no reason to worry about. Okay? So we can actually say that additional condition necessary. So if it is not not satisfied, we will not escape. The necessary condition is that it is not something that we are master of. So it is something not being blue, non-ghost. Okay? So it's and not, this not is absolutely essential. Color equals blue, sorry. So what I've just done is and not color equals blue. I have to check more carefully where how far my camera can see this sheet of paper, and type is anything but ghost. Okay, and this is the condition. Looks quite complex. It's quite a long condition, but this happens in gaming, particularly in scripting when you have many. This is actually quite a simple situation. Quite often you will have much more complex system of conditions to take into consideration. The final thing to do will be to write a C++ statement. If I will simply rewrite this condition, remembering that in C++ every condition must be in bracket, so additional one more pair of brackets. If distance less than or equal to 10 and double bracket strength greater or equal 100, or type equals goblin and color equals green. Okay, and additional necessary condition that it is not true that this is something of the blue color except of ghost, because if it is true, so if it is blue and not ghost, this means that we are the masters of this creature and we have no reason to worry about. I have to close the bracket opened here. This is the bracket that is not a part of the condition. This is part of C++ syntax, and if all this is true, then escape. So is it possible? Yeah, it's I have to rotate it like this for you to see the entire line of this code. This is the solution of question 4, Boolean logic.